Peace, family. Peace, peace. Today, I got a lecture for y'all. Something I want to explain that kind of built off of the video I made a couple of days ago about how we are evolved plants and more advanced plants. Okay? So, I want to explain something here. All right. So, we exist in a realm of dimension, okay, called the Earth plane, and the portal to all life and existence in this Earth plane is the sun. Okay? Now, the sun emits white light. And this white light gets refracted into our pupil of our eyes. Okay, and we project different colors in order for us to exist. So let me show you. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I'm going to see if I can get this up. All right. So we live in a electromagnetic spectrum right here. Okay, this, where is that? My finger is kind of hard to see. That right there is the realm of existence we're living in, between 400 to 700 nanohertz. All right. So our eyes and our bodies can only compute between 400 to 700 nanohertz. Okay? We, as a human being, absorb all this information. We are built like an antenna. Okay? We receive and transmit information. All right? Your skin absorbs information from the environment around us. Now, this is done in two ways. This is done in a physical way and a non-physical way. Okay? Our heart emits an electromagnetic electromagnetic field around us that picks up and projects information based upon thoughts and an emotion. The physical body does the same thing through environmental signals, okay? Through information energetically. All right? So, what we need to understand here is that we are living in an energetic waveform soup between 400 to 700 nanohertz that we can process and perceive. Okay? That is the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Now, what we need to understand here is that melanin is what connects us to our environment directly. What we know about melanin acts as a superconductor that actually absorbs information, okay, and projects it in a more amplified version than a non-melanated or less melanated individual. This is why we have solar panels that have melanin in them, okay? We have, so that it can absorb as much information as it can. Now, what do we know? If anyone who's an artist, they know this. Anyone who is an artist knows that when you mix all colors together, you get black, right? So black is the accumulation of all colors together. The red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. If you mix it all together, you're going to get that color. So it is the accumulation of all colors together, all right? Meaning that it is all light. It is light condensed, okay? Because all color is light. It is light condensed into matter, okay? Melanin. And what this allows to happen is that this allows more information to come into your body, okay? From your environment. It allows information to come into your body for you to process and absorb and translate, okay, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, okay? So we know that the sun is communicating with us. The sun is emitting white light. It is emitting a certain kind of frequency. It's emitting sound. It takes about 8 minutes for it to come down to the earth. And when you're outside for that amount of time, you are going to be absorbing the whole information the more melanin you have. It is a superconductor allowing information to come in. It allows you to actually process the information you are receiving, thus allowing you to pick up signals from the environment and being able to know what the fuck is going on. Okay? It allows you to have a more in-depth understanding of what this reality is and being more connected to God. Now let me show you, if you guys can see this right here. Peace, God, peace. If you can see it, okay, so that is the rate that melanin can absorb information. As you can see, this little line right here goes all the way down. It absorbs more from 400 to 700 hertz than anything else right here. Okay? So you're able to pick up more information the more melanin you have. All right? And that is why we are more of an advanced plant. Okay? We have all the attributes of a plant in a more advanced and intellectual form. Okay? So the plant, it is green. Now the green allows you to absorb a certain amount of information, but it's not fully. Okay? So when you have less melanin, you're not able to process everything. You deflect sunlight. Okay? This is why, so this is why when you wear a white shirt in the sun, you don't get as hot as wearing as a black shirt. Okay? Because, you know, the pigment allows more light to come in. And it's very important that we know this because we need to understand that we need to connect back to the sun. Okay? We need to connect to what gives us life. And we need to connect to the environment around us, okay, to get back in tune with God. You understand? A lot of us are disconnected from God. You're in the house all day, and you're not receiving none of the information that the universe is trying to send you, that the fucking sun is trying to send you. Okay? This is imperative. We must do this. We must get back in tune. Okay? It is important for us to know how the body works. Okay? It is important for us to understand, because if we don't understand, we will be lost. Just like most of the people in the world right now. See, melanin is hidden from you. What they do not want you to know is that the melanin is actually released through the pineal gland. Okay, and we know that the pineal gland actually releases DMT as well, and serotonin. Okay, and what do we know about DMT? DMT, my fault. The melanin is released through the pituitary gland, okay? Which gives you, it's called the third eye, okay, the Ajna chakra. And it's a higher vibrational chakra as opposed to the lower ones. Okay, so when you're connected with the sun, your pituitary and your pineal gland get stimulated, okay, and you become more connected with source. Now, what we need to also understand, and what I was getting at, is that the more melanin we have, the more we're able to actually receive the light codes from the sun, and the more we are able to process it, okay, and digest it, so that we can understand, okay, what the fuck we need to do. The more life force you will have as well. As it is, literally everything in existence is light, from the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo, and violet. Everything we know is in existence is this form, okay? And melanin is a condensed form of it. You end up having more energy as you get more melanin, especially when you receive it from the sun. Okay? I have some other pictures I want to show here as well, if I can get this right. All right. Let me see here. Now, Bear with me, team. Bear with me. It's not my fault. My fault. This is my first time doing that. All right. All right, I'm back. Here we go again. All right. So we got it right here. This is an eggplant with melanin, and that is an eggplant without melanin. As you guys can see the difference, the reason why one is bigger and the other is smaller is because the melanin on the eggplant allows it to receive more sunlight, okay, more information, more light codes from the environment and source, as opposed to this one. As you can see, this has more life force, okay? When you get connected to the sun, see what I had someone talk to me and say that actually, you know, oh, I'm white, you know, it's gonna be hard for me to connect to the sun. The thing is that most of the time when you can't connect to the sun, you'll get, you know, sunburns, blood boils, your blood will boil, your skin will boil, because you're eating genetically processed foods. You're eating genetically modified information, okay? What this is going to be doing for you is going to be actually altering your genetic structure so that it's synthetic, non-organic. Therefore, you can't be in an organic environment because everything about you is being synthetic. Okay, it's artificial. So we must understand that this is a war spiritually. Okay, they don't want you to realize you're God. They don't want that to happen. They don't want you to know that melanin is key for your life force, for you to receive universal, the universe's messages, the environment's messages. Okay, this is why they put chlorine in your water. Chlorine destroys melanin. So does salt, sugar, okay, artificial foods, artificial dyes, and it's a battle. It's a spiritual war. Okay, so if you can't be in the sunlight, chances are you are an unnatural person. You have to eat more organic. Eat from the plant. Eat from the earth. Eat the plants. Drink the spring water from the earth. Okay, this is going to allow you to activate the right genes so you can be out in the sunlight. As you can see, I'm lighter pigment. I'm lighter in pigment. And I'm able to be outside all day, and I don't have a burn. Like, I'll literally be outside all day. Okay? And the reason why is because I actually don't have a mucus buildup. Okay? And my genetic structure is more organic than some other people. Okay? When you eat food that are mucus forming, what happens is that your cells can't communicate with each other. Okay? That's another importance of why melanin is important. And because this existence is all about communication. We are communicating with our environment constantly, every second. We have to communicate with other individuals, partners, or any other person in our relationship in order for it to work. Our cells have to communicate with each other in order for it to work. The stars communicate with other stars in the sky. Okay, they send light information to each other. Everything has to be communicated. There's water right here, if you want it. Everything is in communication. And when you eat mucus-forming foods, it blocks the communication. Okay, your cells can't communicate with each other. It's having problems. And when a cell can't communicate with another cell, that creates disharmony and dis-ease, okay, causing sickness. So most of the time, in fact, all the time, when you have a problem that is physically, most likely it's a spiritual thing, an emotional thing, and the things that you're consuming, right? because it all ties into each other. Everything is communicating with each other. Mentally, if you was mentally right, you wouldn't be having physical problems, and vice versa, emotionally as well. So since everything is communicating with each other, why not connect or get more melanin to allow us to communicate with the universe? Therefore, we can be in tune with that, okay, and be healthy cells of the planet, as opposed to the ones that can't, like the cells in your body that can't communicate with other cells because of the mucus, the lack of communication. So we have to, if you're just coming out from eating an artificial foods and coming into being a more organic lifestyle, I wouldn't recommend being in the sun all day, just because you have to transition your genetic structure. You have to you got to clean your body out from all the toxins you've been consuming your whole life. Okay, you gotta eat more organic foods. Okay, and now I don't really fuck with like the soy, the artificial meats or nothing like that, because that is processed. Okay, and that is not directly from the earth. Okay, and that can mess up your genetic structure as well. So start to eat more plants. Okay, that's all the vegetables, the fruits, the nuts. Drink, avoid the tap water if you can. And this will clean your body out, allowing you to be able to receive more information. You notice when you get into this more organic lifestyle, you'll start to pick up things easier, because your cells are not being blocked through mucus. Okay, your cells are actually receiving and transmitting signal with no problem. So you can feel if someone's angry or upset. You could feel how the sun is affecting you. You can start to feel little, if you eat a watermelon, or if you eat like guanabana or something like that, you could feel how it has an effect on you, because you do have less mucus, thus allowing you to have more communication and better understanding. So one of the key things, my tablet's getting hot, we got to understand is that we know that this universe, this physical reality, is from 400 to 700 nanohertz. Okay, it is all energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay, and white repels energy. White literally repels light, color. Okay, so the people who have less melanin is actually receiving less codes from God, the sun, the universe, the environment. They're receiving less codes. Thus making them more disconnected from God. Okay, now I'm not saying melanated individuals are always going to be connected to God, because of course not. Like I said, it involves the genetic structure, it involves what you're eating, it involves your mental health and your emotional health as well. If you're not connected with any of these things, how can you? It's a process to this. It's a process of consciousness. Okay, you just know that the more melanin you have, the more you're able to communicate. Okay, because it does allow almost all of the electromagnetic field inside the body, so that your body can process the information. Okay, it does allow more, and that's very important for it. Exactly, it maximizes your potential. Now we got to understand here is that what was it called? The mitochondrial Eve. Now, this is important to know as well. The mitochondrial Eve is in all women. Okay, it is a cell that is only in women. Okay, and this goes back to the beginning, the very first woman. Okay, it's a DNA that is relatable to the very first woman that was on this earth. Okay, and what we understand from this mitochondrial Eve is that the very first woman on earth that had this was actually in Africa. Okay, it is a dark melanated woman. Okay? That is the very first being on this earth, the human being, a dark melanated woman. Through the Mitochondrial Eve, you can actually trace where this came from. Okay? So it's a dark melanated woman that was the first human. Okay? So that is the most organic form of woman, or human in general. We all come from the woman. Now, it's important to understand the chromosomes, the XY chromosome and the XX chromosome. Okay, the XY chromosome is a man, and an XX chromosome is a woman. Now, all chromosomes is it's pretty much like cells that have information in it. Okay, and the XX chromosome has one. So I did the math earlier. It has more information within that than the XY, the man. Okay? So in reality, the woman has more potential of understanding this reality than the man does. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, with all women's gonna be better than the man. No, that's not what I'm saying, because I think right now, we are both coming in, and we're both coming into awareness right now. And but what I'm saying is that the woman actually has the ability, more so than a man, to be more communicated with the environment and her inner self. You understand? So the very first woman was the complete form of woman, right? It is the XX chromosome, the fullest potential, and also in terms of information, and also that has the most melanin back in Africa. So the woman is the most organic form of the earth and the sun, the dark melanated woman. Okay? This is all important to understand, because we need to understand that we have to get back in tune with our roots. Okay? We got to get back in tune with what created us and what sustains us on an everyday basis, so that we can grow and evolve. Okay? We have to. If not, you will end up perishing, as it states in the Bible. Whoever does not live in the light of the Lord ends up perishing. And that is the truth. We have to connect back to what is in order for us to become more. Alrighty. Much love. Peace.